Hello, my wonderful learners. Welcome once again to today's lesson on science. We want to talk about humans and the environment. And through that, we want to talk about diseases. Diseases is what we have been talking about nowadays because we have a particular disease in the system. So today, the disease we want to talk about is what? HIV/AIDS. HIV/AIDS. And what are we learning to do? We are learning to explain the term HIV/AIDS and immunity. To explain the term what? HIV/AIDS and immunity. And also state the causes of HIV/AIDS. The keywords we will be meeting in our lesson are HIV/AIDS and then immunity. AIDS. You have heard the word AIDS. HIV/AIDS. You will not know the causes. You don't know the meaning of the HIV/AIDS. So make sure that you listen carefully and you understand everything. AIDS is one of the most dreadful diseases nowadays. It was first detected in the USA in the year 1981. What is AIDS at all? AIDS itself is an acronym, and it stands for, AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. I'm taking it again. AIDS stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. So when you talk about AIDS, A means acquired, I means immune, D deficiency, and then the S means what? Syndrome. So the A stands for the word acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Talk about immune. So AIDS is caused by the virus called by human immunodeficiency syndrome human immunodeficiency virus. So the word HIV itself is what? It's a virus that causes what? The AIDS. So the human means the human immunodeficiency, that's the I, and the V means what? Virus. So the HIV simply means what? Human immunodeficiency virus. When you are there, every human being has what? Immune. Every human being has the immune. The immune is a system that protects any disease that may enter into your body. So the immune fights against any disease that may enter into your body. But if the immune is affected, that is where a disease can enter and fight against you, or you get the disease easily. So we want to talk about the immunity. What is immunity? Immunity is the ability of a person to resist the diseases. Immunity is the ability of a person to resist the diseases. If your the immunity is not functioning well, then it will not be able to fight against any disease. If that happens, then any disease that may enter into your body, or that you may get contact to, you may attract it, or you may get it. Do you understand that? So you see that the immunity is your immune that fights against any disease. So every person can resist any disease when your immune is very strong. So we can acquire immunity against certain diseases with the use of vaccines. With the use of vaccines, or when we eat properly, or when we make sure that we normally eat fruits. Your immune system can be very strong, and the immune system has some soldiers in them. That's the white blood cell, and the white blood cell helps to fight any disease that may enter into our body. When this immune is weakened, that is where we acquire the disease called AIDS, and the AIDS simply means acquired immune immunodeficiency syndrome. When your immune system is very weak, that is where this disease can easily attack you. Now let's talk about some of the symptoms of what? AIDS. Swollen lymph nodes, regular fever and headache, then sweating at night, and then memory loss. These are some of the symptoms you may acquire when you may see when the person is affected by the disease called HIV/AIDS. The HIV/AIDS, when the person is being affected, the person look normal. You never see that this person is being affected by the HIV/AIDS. The person will help you do everything. After some few years, the person may be giving out. You may see this type of symptoms. That the swollen lymph nodes, the regular fever, the headache. The person will feel headache, and then sweating at night, and then memory loss. The person may lose everything. The person cannot remember anything at all. They will see that's what memory loss. So HIV, what can cause HIV? Now the causes of HIV. For us to prevent ourselves from the HIV is, then we have to know the causes of HIV. So let us know the causes of HIV. 1. Unprotected sexual contact. Unprotected sexual contact. And also receiving blood from an infected person, that is HIV patient. When maybe we are loss of blood and we go to the hospital and we want to receive blood, if the blood we are about to receive is having the virus, then it's very easy that we may also get the disease. So receiving blood from an infected person, or into bracket the HIV patient, if you receive those type of blood, you may get the disease. Another cause, use of infected needles, blades or razors. When you are using used blade is very dangerous. So make sure that when you want to use blade, you go and buy new blade and use to cut your fingernails or to trim your fingernails. And also needles, don't normally use needles that is being used by someone you don't know. It can be used by someone you already know, or your parents, that you know that your parents, you are using the same needle with your parents. And then if the needle pinch you, that is where you may get the disease. And also when you are using the blade and the blade cuts you, you may also get the disease if it's used by an infected person. Another thing, a pregnant mother who has the virus can pass the virus onto her unborn baby. So when a pregnant woman is about to deliver and the pregnant woman is having the virus, the pregnant woman, the baby can also acquire the disease. The baby can also acquire the disease. So we have to know these causes so that we will be able to make sure that we protect ourselves from this virus, because it's very dangerous and it's dreadful. When you get it, you may die easily, because as soon as you get this, the main thing you may happen to you is to die, because it weakens your system gradually, and you'll be attacked by different types of diseases, because your immune system that may fight against any disease that will come into your system will be weakened. But when it's weakened, what will happen to you? It will happen that when diarrhea comes, it will attack you. When any disease comes into your system, it will attack you. You may not be able to, the immune system will not be able to fight against any disease at all. So we have to make sure that we protect ourselves very well. We should make sure that we use blade that is not used by anyone. We should buy the blade new and use. When you are using the blade, to make sure that you use it very well. Use very well. Good. So what have we learned so far? We have learned about what HIV is, and we learned that HIV means what? Human immunodeficiency virus. And we said that the human immunodeficiency virus is a virus that happens that when it affects you, when you are negative, then you are positive, you are tested positive, then you acquire the disease called AIDS. So the virus will be in your system, making you small, gradually, before you acquire the disease called AIDS. When you acquire the disease, then you'll be getting the symptoms you have mentioned so far. And you know that the AIDS means what? Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. When your immune is deficient, that's where all other type of disease can attack you, and the end is to what? To die. The end is to die when you don't have the drug, and the drug is very expensive. The drug is very expensive, and that's why it can't cure the disease. So make sure that we protect ourselves from getting this type of virus because it's dreadful. I love you all. We'll meet again in another lesson. So stay safe. Goodbye.